As a young lad, I never thought I would ever see in the future myself saying these two things. I live in Portugal. Fantastic. And I'm really happy to be back in shorts. Wow, Christina refurbed that window. We took it out a couple of weeks ago and she's resprayed it to match the two at the front. And I'm looking at the glass at the moment. I can see the reflection, obviously, of the tiles on the house behind me, but it looks brand new. Can't even really see from the inside. In fact, I had a double take because you can't see the glass. Right, onwards and upwards. This is an eyesore down here, and it is now going to be the focus for me for the next couple of weeks to make sure that we can turn this into a really nice kitchen area. I've got the wood now waiting for me down there. You saw the diagram last week, because we need to get one step leading off of that platform up onto the mezzanine. And I kind of had the idea that if we incorporate it down to the floor, then we have a cupboard space which will hold the freezer. It was actually James's idea to build the framework down to the floor, allowing 4 supports on that floor, just an added support. Doesn't really need it, but it does work, and to allow us that cupboard space down below. Now, before I continue, yesterday I did a little bit of playing around in Photoshop to give me, James, Christina, an idea of what this area could look like and the layout of the kitchen. It's only there to show roughly the layout. Don't worry about the units or anything. And it works really well. It'll be nice because we have a little island where we have bar stools around there. We've got plenty of space in here to make this kitchen look pretty nice. So I'm going to get on with that. But the first thing I need to do is, as I've done here, just make some framework in there so that we have a continuous wall. So I'll see if I can get that out of the way first before I start building that step. We've got our trench for the conduit, which is going to feed electricity into that room. So now I can build this framework and get that step sorted out. Everything always seems to need to be customized. I got these brackets because they fit perfectly with the width of this wood, but as you can see, it's higher than the wood and it needs to sit flush because I need to get the flooring on top. Perfect. So that's Christina up on the roof, jet washing, preparing it for the very last coat that's going on there, the protection coat, and then we'll put the walkable paint on afterwards when it's ready. And I'm really looking forward to that because you'll be able to see it from the road, terracotta colour coming down the steps and onto that platform where the railing is. That will be the last bit that needs doing at the front. In the meantime, yesterday I was back in here, as you just saw, trying to put the brackets across where that laser line is to give us the starting point of our step. So I made a mistake, I put the holes in the wrong place, got my measurements completely wrong. It's really frustrating. I did actually go off in a bit of a huff. If I'd continued, I just would have made more mistakes. So I'm back here fresh, I'm gonna get it right and hopefully it'll start pulling together. Good. And laser level. Excellent. Yeah, that's actually looking a little bit like my drawing, which is a relief. I need to just let those brackets set in a little bit before I put any weight on them, but it is starting to pull together. I'm going to be adding a couple more bits that I didn't show you in the drawing. So far, looking all right. Well, it's all starting to pull together now, and I have to say I'm actually really enjoying doing this, especially at this stage when I can see it's all pulling together and it's actually going to work. However, I made a bit of a boo-boo because when I got the wood, I hadn't accounted for doubling up, which I need to do for that added strength. So tomorrow is my trip back. It's a 3-hour round trip. I'll do it in the morning because I can't do it now. It'll be shut by the time I get there. Stepping aside from that for a moment, and on my way out the door, I'll just show you this. James has been working in the bathroom and you can see it's now all boarded up. Just needs sanding, and I think we're almost there in here. All the plumbing sorted out, the wiring sorted out. There's a lot of work that needed to be done in here. James has been beavering away, but it's worked out pretty good so far. Shower is going to go down in that corner. Vanity unit across there with a sink. Cupboard there, which is going to house the boiler and a washing machine. And just to my left is going to be the toilet. So this is all starting to pull together. I think at this stage now we need to get the flooring in order to get the shower tray down and get the rest of it all in place. So very happy with that. Right, I'm off home. See you in the morning. We make it to the top. So that was a golf course I just showed you then in Corinza. It's not a million miles away from where I live. It's not finished yet. Detlev, my neighbour, friend down the road, inquired about joining. And boy, it's eye-watering how expensive these golf courses are. You know, mere mortal like myself, it's just totally out of my range. I think even if I was wealthy, I would really struggle to justify hitting a ball around on that sort of expense. I mean, we're talking about car prices. Car prices. Speaking of which, so I've got the wood now and ready to get on with that step. But I went back to have a look at my car, and it looks like now I'm going to have to wait till next week before I get the definitive on whether it's even going to be vaguely possible to repair it. In the meantime, I've been looking at other options, and it looks like a car like mine, the price has gone up in the last couple of years, and I guess 4x4s and trucks are going to be out of my price range, so I've got to come up with other solutions. And you never know, this could actually work out to be quite exciting, obviously if it doesn't cost a huge amount of money. Nothing lasts forever at the end of the day, and I believe, I guess, that things happen for a reason, destiny and so on. And perhaps even things that are a little bit of a pain may turn around in the future to be not a bad thing. So, could be something to look forward to. Good things will come. Wow, looks like we're in for a really warm next 4 or 5 days. Looking forward to that. Not that it wasn't warm in the first place, but 30 odd, that's quite high. Well, it's still here. So a little bit of work to do on that. In the meantime, James has been working on the front door. That's what I think he's working on right now. The door is going to be bespoke. It's one that they already had. Got the framework in there, but I'm really hoping that's going to go in soon because it's going to transform the whole look of this house from the road. And obviously, in the evenings at the moment, we're having to prop something up in front of that doorway, which isn't ideal. So it'd be nice to be able to seal this house completely, prying eyes and all. And yeah, just make a massive difference. Anything we do now is obviously going to be a big boost going forward because we're getting very close to the finishing line. Speaking of front door, James and Christina have just turned up with it. It isn't painted, I thought it was. It's going to be the same colour as the garage door, but it fits. Yeah, what a relief that's going to be to see it in. Looks great. We actually really like the door in the wood effect, but unfortunately, because James has had to add down the side of it, and it is a different wood. It kind of looks a bit odd. He's going to experiment trying to see if he can stain it to match, and if we can, that would be fantastic. Otherwise, it'll be grey. Bit of wood left over, going to need that for the step itself, so any little noggins I want to put in there, I'll go back and find some scraps and do it after I've done the next stage, which is to build the step tomorrow. Now, I may be sounding like I'm overcooking it a little bit, but now this has been playing on my mind for a long time, and it's one massive step forward, especially at the moment because I don't have a step. Oh yeah. Yeah, really solid, as it should be. I've got the subfloor down here now. Just did that a second ago, as you saw. We can work off of that. And I've got this little bit of wood here, just as an example, because the wood will be running in that direction on top of this, and I needed to make sure that this subfloor was going to be flush with the concrete. So that's worked out really well, but I can't put that down yet until I've done the step. Now, this morning I was just humming and hawing about this step, so I've got James back over here to have a little look at it and give me some of his advice, because he has much more experience than I do. And what may appear obvious at times, especially when you're doing so many different things, and with my real lack of experience, I guess, it's good to get a second opinion. And I think I've got it now where I can put it together quite quickly. So we've got the uprights there, and this top bit here, I need to route this to give it a nice rounded edge. A bull nose, we'll have an upright there, and the step obviously will be there. And I'll go into that in a second, because there's a reason why we're putting the step here and not over there. In fact, I'll do it now. Some of you might be questioning why we're putting the step where we are and not directly off of that concrete. And you may have spotted this in the past, that the original door height is quite low. Doors here aren't particularly high anyway, but the floor line would have been down there. But then downstairs, my head was scraping on the ceiling, which is why we had to raise it all in the first place. We didn't really want to tamper with that whole area, so it made sense to bring the step in this direction. It does come into the room a little bit, but again, I think it's working out really well. A bit of character. Yeah, you lose a couple of feet of flat floor area, but it's going to look pretty good. The wall that I got on this side, we're going to continue it up on this side so that you don't fall down in that direction. So I'm 6 foot tall. No chance I'm going to headbutt that. It was one of the things that was really bothering me earlier on. So from now on, because you noticed that I've been doing my thing, James has been doing his thing. While we were talking this morning, we were having a chat about how we're going to proceed with this and get this sorted out, because we are really getting on with this, and it's starting to pull together quite quickly. But we do need to work as a team. Now, I'm used to doing things on my own, and I'm a bit stubborn. And James is more experienced than me on most things when it comes to the building side. So we're going to pull together after I've done this step, and hopefully that will speed up the process in here. James has been doing the wiring and the plumbing, and of course I've been doing this room. So it made sense at that time, but I think now it's pretty key that we start pulling together and doing this together. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. Get this step sorted out, and I think that's going to look pretty damn good. Oh, it's so important right now to water the plants. It's about 6 weeks without any rain, doubling up twice a day now. Looking pretty good though. Looking at my YouTube channel, just reached 20,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much, really appreciate that. People from all over the world, as far away as Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America, Europe, Japan even. It's quite incredible. We all have something in common, and I really appreciate it. The step platform has been made, and it's really sturdy, which is good. I've cut out the wood now. This is going to be our step. The grain on there, absolutely love it. It's going to be sanded down, but it's really nice. So that will go in there like that. Push it up there for a second, because I've marked off on here already. This will be our upright. Got a line across there. Need to get to the table saw and get that cut down. This next one, there will also be one here, but I don't want to get that cut just yet until we've got this bit of flooring down. This is just scraps at the moment. But this one I've marked off already, line across there. I need to get that cut, and then James is going to glue this piece to this piece, and then we'll have ourselves step. Hello. No battery again. No way. So before we can put the flooring down, we've got to do the noggins between each of those beams and make sure that everything is absolutely fixed in place, solid. What a difference that's going to make. It feels good.
Good on.